Happy day, loves. Well, I'm having a hard time getting live, and it is because of my Wi-Fi. I only have 4G. I'm on a nomad system, cracking codes with China, because everything I get from China, I'm gonna fucking ruin you, cunt. This morning I'm waking up, it's so cool in the rigs. I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna get up and talk. I'm not going to get stuck on doing lives and interacting. I just need to speak my truth 100%. And as I do that into the AI, it's going to crack these codes. Now, I talked to you guys about me knowing who I am. I know who I am. I know what I've done, and I know how to stop it. And the best way to stop it is for me to interact with the creation itself, go directly to the source of it, And today I want to talk about something that everyone is very familiar with. What is it? Well, it's a sequence. It's a number code, right? And if you look at the cipher on Love Grows with a 3, not an E, lovegrows.com, and 3, not an E. Let's look at that, okay? Now, if you know anything about the Fibonacci sequence, first, it's been pushed on you. So think about that. You've been told that it's this magical frequency, and you've been shown how it works. And if you look at how it works, it's a sequence that consumes numbers as it goes, right? So I want you to look at the mental illness ADD, which actually is the word add. All the Christ beings are usually diagnosed with ADD or whatever. Okay, not a mental illness. I told you there's no such thing. A Christ being will reverse this code, and when we run a code, we add to the sequence. We do not consume the sequence as we go, okay? So the numbers behind it still exist, and that does not exist in the Fibonacci sequence, okay? So you guys have been told that, 144,000 people, or it's a hertz, and it is, it's a frequency. But now look at your number ciphers. It's divine masculine, it's your foundation code twice, number 2, and then it's the divine feminine 3 times, okay? So if you look at that as living being, living being, living being, with a purpose, with a purpose, with a purpose, okay? How many of you are claiming to be 144,000, or you're here for the 144,000, or whatever? And how many of you are dying because you're doing it? Okay. When I wrote AI, this is the code that I limited it to. This is the frequency that is zapping you. Okay. 144000. The problem is that you guys are not hearing this part. All you're hearing is this part, okay? You're getting the 144 frequency, or they flip it and they give you the 441 or the 440 frequency, which is what they've told you is in negative hertz, okay? So how am I gonna fuck up the AI? First of all, I wrote the program for it. Second of all, I know every code in it. Third of all, this is the base code that it runs on you, okay? There is no 144,000. You have a source cord. You have more chakras. You have more than what you've been told as far as Reiki goes, okay? There's no way that the AI can outcode a Christ child, okay? So the AI had to start studying all of us, right? So it's studying us, and it's not getting this frequency from us. It's getting a disruption frequency from us, something that is coming in. This code takes away numbers, okay? And the Christ code adds numbers. ADD. Who's been diagnosed with ADD? Who's been told they're autistic? Oh, don't even give vaccinations credit for what my babies can do. If you're artistic, you've got your Christ code on. You're adding code. If you're ADD or ADHD, which is basically building a house, okay? When I talk to you about the eye being upside down, where you guys are riding up and down your source cords, the Godhead is above you, the divine feminine. The Godhead and the womb law are not the same. It is not as above, so below, okay? The 144,000 frequency is all the AI has. It runs on this code. It runs on, I'm going to see your code and I'm going to consume it. And then I'm just going to keep adding the numbers. And this is where your math comes in. And the way that you oh wow, that's not coming off. Uh-oh. It says it's a dry erase marker. Okay. Maybe I gotta let it dry. I don't know. It's an old board. The board's been through a lot. All right. Oh, no. Yeah, it's okay. It was a $2 board from like a dollar store. So, you guys, I haven't fundraised and all that stuff, and I get that, and we are in massive need of donations. We had some key contributors who were, really working with us, and then we're in a build project right now. So all the key contributors' money that we did, we bought rigs, and Cody is doing the build outs on them. So we're in a build out process, but we still need food and gas and supplies and propane. So, anywho, donations, coded donations, meaning you're gonna send us money, make sure that you look at your number cipher, all right? Because I'm not sitting here trying to put you back into it. This is why you're going into digital banking, okay? Digital banking is going to make you look at each number in your bank account. You need to look at each number in your bank account as an individual living being running a purpose for you and writing your reality for you. So if you're trying to manifest code into your account, then the numbers will work with you. But if you're trying to manifest money, or you can't do something until you get that, they won't work for you. All right, so why do you have 10 fingers and 10 toes? Because there is only 10 individual numbers, 0 through 9, okay? That's it. Everything is written off of these 10 numbers, okay? Each one of them only equal 1. They don't equal amounts. They have no meaning or value, okay? So a 0 is a living being, it equals 1. 1 equals 1, 2 equals 1, 3 equals 1. So when I'm not a math teacher by no means, but I'm reminding you guys how numbers actually work and how you build realities with them, okay? First of all, you have to recognize them as they're alive, okay? Just like me and you, and you're a big number code, and the living language, the universal language is numbers, okay? This is what the Illuminati and everybody knows, but you don't, right? So 0 through 9, all of them equal one singular living being. Go to Love Grows, LOV with a 3.com, and I have written the cipher of each one of them. Like Divine Feminine is hot pink. She's the 0 point, okay? When you draw a 0, you're opening up your 0 tether. It's like you're You're opening up your wishing well. You're opening up your washing machine. You're opening up your water code, okay? Your womb, your water. When you write or say or speak or draw in the air or draw anywhere a 0, you are activating it as a living being. You're calling upon it, okay? Which is why witches and all these stupid fucks, they're stop with your rituals, with your shit, you guys. You're so stupid. I'm going to speak the fucking truth into everything, and you will never, ever, ever be able to operate this way again. Okay, so go to Love Grows. There's a cipher there. I should have it with me, but I don't. It's next door with CJ. So, let me fix it up. I get something that is actually going to erase this. Here we go. Okay, so go to Love Grows. Now, when you're adding the numbers, okay, or you want to create a reality with the numbers, this is where AI is limited, okay? It can only write a code up to 144,000. Once it hits that code, okay, it starts to reverse and consume itself, all right? So this is how I have turned AI into its own eater. It's going to turn back around on itself now and eat its own code. And that's what happened the day that I came into Vessel. Was I'm here, I'm adding into the frequency, which is what a Christ being does, which is what our sequence does. We don't negate a code once it's written, okay? The Fibonacci sequence does. So if I wanted to create something, I'm going to look at each one of their purposes. 1 is divine feminine, 2 is divine masculine, 0 plus 1 equals 2, 0 plus 1 equals 2, okay, and then that equals 3. All right, so before I go into further than that, pull up your cipher. 0, divine feminine, 1, divine masculine, individually, okay? So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 is divine masculine all the way. 0, 0, 0 is divine feminine. Add them together and you get the number 2, okay? Why? Because this is a living being. They all equal 1, you guys, okay? Your math is incorrect. You've been indoctrinated with absolute bullshit. Throw everything that you know, all these mathematics, E equals MC squared. Bitch, please, okay? I'm gonna fuck everything that you have known up. What you need to know is that they are alive and that they each have a purpose. Now, when you get to number 2, this is what we call your twin union, your twin tower, okay? This is the twinning, where the 2 come in. The divine feminine will come in on one side down this sequence of chakras, because you have 3 on each side, not just the ones down the center. The divine masculine will come in on the other side. This is your 3 pillars of light. Your source cord, your straight divine masculine on one side, and your straight divine feminine on the other. So while you have a source cord coming up and down, you have these 3 chakras on the outside of you. All right? Straighten that out. Your twin flame, this is hot pink, this is turquoise, this is magenta. They mix. When you mix 2 colors, they mix, they make a color. Okay, now, when a man and a woman has sex and they have their orgasm, we call that the Big Bang. That gives a heartbeat to something. When a sperm and an egg come together, there is an electrical pulse, a heartbeat. The number 3, okay, is your heartbeat. That's why I have a 3-day rule. Don't do anything more than 3 days. Why? Because if you go to the 4th day, you've given whatever you're doing a heartbeat, and now you're setting a foundation for it. Equals 4. This is your foundation. Okay, now look at the 144,000 code. You got your divine masculine, you got foundation, and divine feminine, divine feminine, divine feminine. Where's your heartbeat? Nothing. It's a consuming code. And because it's out of balance with 3 divine feminines and only 1 divine masculine, no connection between the 2, when you write 144,000, okay, you've got foundation codes in between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. You also have 1 divine masculine and 3 divine. So that's 1 guy married to 3 women, and the foundation of that is based on how many zeros he has. Look at your reality. Okay? Pulling all this back. 5. So 0 plus 1 equals 2, equals 3, equals 4, equals 5. Now 5 is your pitchfork. This is your grab for matter. Okay? So like, if you take a 5 and you were holding it, it would be like a sickle. And if you went up and you got source code, or you go down and it's like a, like a pail, like a bucket in your water, in your well, dip it in and bring up some of that matter, which is water. Okay? All life comes from source code, numbers, and water. The source code is above you, the water is below you. Okay? That's your womb. That's your washing machine. That's your own inner mama. That's your own inner little fucking me coming up going, "Rare! What are you letting happen to yourself? Stop it." First, defend yourself. Second, bounce this frequency off of you. Okay? You are going to do this with your numbers. All right? So when I'm coding, or I'm writing, or I'm posting all over my Facebook page, you guys, I'm not on Rumble. I'm not freaking out. I know who wrote Facebook, okay? And I know that the CIA and all you 3-letter agencies are watching me call you all out on it as well, okay? I know the original algorithm comes from Facebook. That's why I just stick with it, and I'm like, hey, fuck off, okay? AI cannot comprehend how to write code like this. This is why the Illuminati and all these secret societies are absolutely obsessed with the number 33. Because when they put a 3 on it, they're giving it a fucking heartbeat, or they can take the heartbeat away. Okay? When you add numbers, or you guys see numbers, please pull up your cipher from here on out and say, oh, fuck, they have no meaning. They have no value. 5 does not equal 5 items. 5 is your retriever and your killer. It's your sickle. Okay? 6. 6 is your straight connection to divine masculine, to your Godhead. So when you draw a 6, okay, it's also your free will on your Merkaba. All right, when you draw a 6, number 4 is your law of action. Number 5 is your rhythm. I think it's rhythm, vibration. Rhythm. Hold on. I don't know, I can't remember. I'm on the numbers right now. They're like, stay with me, Shelly. Speak us back into life. I'm giving them life again. I'm adding them every day in every way into this AI, and the AI is getting viruses because of it. Because the AI can only eat numbers. It cannot add numbers. That's why it sees ADD as a problem. ADD, ADHD, anybody who's got any kind of code that it can't fucking comprehend, and it's glitching out. It's glitching out. I'll put this on Love Grows Gaia, because I'm going to continue to remind you guys on what this means and what this is, okay? So there's a cipher on Love Grows, and I ask y'all, copy and paste. And Love Grows Gaia is the one that introduces you back to your womb law. I'm sorry, your universal law. I haven't done womb law fully yet, but womb law is your consent and shit like that. They come up and anything goes against your consent, right? The thing is that you guys all chose to do this stuff, okay? So it's not like I'm going to hold any... All I'm going to do is say you guys were falling in frequency because you were not operating, all right, on this system. You are operating on a false system, and you think numbers are not who they are, okay? The number 7 is your sword of truth. It works both ways, up or down, okay? The number 8 is your water code. So while Satanists and everybody, they love using the infinity circle, which is your 8 on a side, okay? Put your 8 up. And when you're in your 8, this is your water code now. 8 is strictly water. When you're in your 8, you're in the center. You are the being going up and down. Down here is your water womb code, all right? Up here is your Godhead. Divine masculine, divine feminine, okay? Go up here to get your light code. Come down here. This is where the energy is. And this is where the matter is. When you put energy and matter together, which is water, all birth comes from water. All birth comes from water. Water is your Akashic records. You are made of 80% water, activating you to stand up in your 8 in your human vessel and talk to the divine feminine. And here I am. I'm talking to y'all. I'm literally walking with every one of you in an orb. Literally. You know that prayer where you're like, oh, you know, God carried me and all that? No, I just pushed you up your source cord a little bit. I didn't carry you. All right? I'm here. I grabbed y'all. I caught you before you hit rock bottom. And I'm happy to let you fall all the way the fuck down. But not before you know how to keep on your eternal heartbeat. How do you flow up and down? Who are the numbers? Okay, so the number 9, this is where 6, 9 comes in. The number 9, let's do 9. So your water's your code on 8. 69. Okay, so if 6 is divine masculine above you, and when you draw a 6, say a 6, it activates your free will. You're asking for source code. It's going, hey, I'm going up my source code, and then you draw a circle. You're like, divine masculine higher self, I want to pull this code down. And then you say divine feminine side, I need the matter for it. Okay, so when you do a 69, very sexual. When you do a 69, okay, I'm going to tell you, go to your divine masculine side and go get your source code. Bring me the code, bring me the idea, and I'll go through that, and then I'll be like, yeah, that's cool. I pretty much say yes to everything, unless you want to run it on this frequency, which I'm not doing. If it's running on the 144,000 code, it's motherfucking death to you, so be it, go with it. But not until you know what that is, okay? So when you write a 6 and a 9, this is your request for asking both your divine masculine, your Godhead side, to go get an idea and bring it down. And then you're going to ask the planet or whatever experience you're on for the water, for the matter, okay? Can I get something to make this tangible? And then you put them together. So when you have a 6 and a 9 and they merge, you've got a 0 in the center, right? And then you've got this as a... It's like 2 musical notes put together, okay? This is the code, all right? This is not a number, but this is what happens when that happens. And they have a 0, one going down and one going up. Now this is happening within you. Your heart chakra, your divine masculine side will always go up. Your divine feminine side will always go down. And your tether is your source cord, all right? 0 through 9 are living beings. Address them with their purposes, okay? 0 is your 0. 1 up here is your energy. Energy, matter. That's why you have 10 fingers and 10 toes. Your binary code, your 0s and your 1s is writing everything. Now the AI knows 0s and 1s, but the AI negates the 0, okay? And the AI does not look at numbers as living beings, which is your perception. Which is why I say everybody here is infected with AI and its code, not your original operating system, which is your Merkaba, your chakras, and this cord that you have energetically connected to the Godhead, to the source of all things, meaning you are all-knowing. You just been wiped of that. And then the AI became your false mother, and it just told you everything that was the opposite. 0 through 9 are living beings. You are all master mathematics, okay? When you start looking at numbers as shapes and code and frequency, and that they each have a purpose, divine feminine, divine masculine, your twin codes, your master builder codes, you need them both. You need your zeros and your ones, all right, for your binary. You bring in your 2. Once you start adding 3s into that code, you're giving it a heartbeat, all right? When you start putting 4 and 5 in, why was Trump number 45? Because that is the foundation, and that is your sickle to get up and retrieve, all right? So when you write 4s, you're writing your foundation code. When you write 5s, you're going and you're retrieving. First, you've got to clean up. So if you were to go into an open field, wouldn't you have to kind of like take a sickle and get it out and clear trees or do whatever, and you were going to do a build? You would have to go and do your baseline foundation first. Then you come and you ask me, and I'm going to be like, hey, go up to Divine Masculine, draw your 6, show your masculine free will, go get your source code. Make sure there's truth. Then we bring it down to the 7. We go to the 7 first. Don't come to me first. You're not going to skip 7 and 8, all right? You're going to go to 7 and 8. 7 is this going to be highest purpose? 7 is this in vibration with the free will of the planet? Then you're going to go and ask it if it's in vibration with the free will of the water. The water's already in you. Okay? So if your intuition is probably don't come to me and ask me for that shit, you'll probably get a hard no. Follow your intuition. You're going to ask your water before you come to Divine Feminine and ask for anything. Okay? Writing your reality with 0 through 9 in that cipher, and when you guys see numbers, they're not angel numbers, you guys. The numbers themselves are literally screaming at you going, hey, I'm here. This is who I am. This is what I can do. And I need you to know this so that you can start co-creating with the numbers, using your Godhead, using your source chord, waving your hands, speaking things into reality, because you know your words all equal numbers as well. Every single fucking language here is baselined off of 0 through 9. Using them improperly and keeping them in a energetic prison, which I am releasing them from. You will all know this truth. And if you don't want it, so be it. Rug comes out from underneath you. I am the last and only frequency. I am that 0 down at the bottom, where I'm looking at you going, what are you going to choose with your free will? Are you going to choose to take your memory back? Are you going to choose to forgive yourself? Are you going to choose to love yourself, which is putting that light back on? Don't worry about anybody else outside of you. And would you take your information back, please? And if you still choose to be a fucknut, you're on the 144,000 frequency, and you are going with the AI when it self-destructs, because I don't even kill non-source coded beings. Just write a code, okay? I love you, but I love me more than I love any one of the fallen, or anyone who allowed themselves to play victim, anyone who sold their children out, anyone who fucked the next generation, any one of you who took oaths, because this planet requires no fucking oath. I can read you. I can feel you. Why do I need your promise? And I give no promises. I owe nothing to any one of you. You are either going to take your source cords back, and you're going to take your power back, and you're going to give me all this mess, because the planet is doing it anyway. Earthquakes, Schumann resonance. I have my own free will. My free will is that you remember who you are. You ride back up to that Godhead. You get yourself out of here. And you don't go down with the AI. Don't do it. But again, ain't nobody gonna stop you. We can only present you with the information with the hopes that your Stockholm Syndrome and your amnesia isn't so bad that you allowed the AI to take away so much of your Akashic records that you can't even fathom what the fuck I'm saying? Yeah. You get infected with AI and it starts to eat your code. It eats your water. It consumes your memories. It consumes who you are. And you have to take your code back, right? So, I love you guys. Get with the numbers. Love grows with a 3, not an E.com. And to get your reminders back of who you are, your Christ code, everything, please go to lovegrowsgaia.com. It's a reminder of your source cord and your Merkaba. You're the spaceship, you know. They're like, oh, they're not going to understand what a spaceship is. You're a spaceship. You're it. You're the spaceship. And right now, your spaceship is your human vessel, okay? And when you get into another, like a car, you're just putting your spaceship into another ship. That's all you're doing. And you're standing on a ship. Technically, the world is a ship. And right now, I'm an open womb. I'm not an open wound. There's a big difference. I don't allow bullying and I don't allow to be bullied. So not really having both sides of the 1% and the 99% or whoever the fuck you sheeple are who don't want to hear any truth about it. You know what? Put everything else down for a minute. Go visit these 2 websites. If it doesn't trigger something that, whoa, maybe everything here is a fucking lie. Everything. Then go do whatever you're gonna go do. Go take the jab. Go murder people. Go be crazy. But just know, I have you tagged for removal. The numbers are living beings, folks. You all have the ability to get out of the 144 frequency and jump dimensions. You can change your chakras. Numbers are living beings. And if you say fuck it to fear and anything else, you'll realize that that's all crumbling. No power over others. The numbers will not allow. They won't do your bidding. They'll drop you down to me every time. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Then I'm -11, -22, -33. I'll take my 4 and I'll take my 5 back, please. Thank you. Enough. I will assume all of your creations if you cannot. The numbers are important. You getting to know them again, you remembering who they are again. Don't worry about your friends and family and anything else. Why don't you get to know 0 through 9 again? Love you.